Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of March 11, Wednesday. I am Royces Nagit. Kickstarting today's rush with several cities and municipalities in the country imposing class suspensions as anti-COVID-19 measure. As we've reported yesterday, classes in the entire Metro Manila are suspended until March 14, Saturday. The city of Manila has extended theirs until March 15, Sunday. In Pangasinan, classes in all levels, public and private, are suspended until Friday in Bugalyon, Lingayen, and Mangatarem. In Central Luzon, there are no classes in the whole province of Bulacan until Saturday, while Angeles City, Pampanga has canceled classes until Friday. In Calabarzon, classes are suspended in Cainta Rizal, Taytay Rizal, San Pedro, Laguna, and the entire province of Cavite until March 14. In San Mateo, Rizal, and Cavinti, Laguna, class suspensions are only until Friday. Classes are also suspended in Santo Tomas, Davao del Norte, but only for today. Following the announcement of week-long class suspensions in the National Capital Region, parents and teachers are bracing for the possibility of even longer periods out of school. Jenny Dawn has the story.
With classes suspended until March 14, Elaine, a mother of 2 students in Pasig City, is up to the challenge of being her kid's temporary teacher at home. This despite worries that class suspension might also delay the graduation of students.
Nabahala ko kasi malapit na end ng pasukan tapos ganon. Wala rin pong magawa para sa atin yung dahil para iwas tayo sa sakit, para hindi magkahawa-hawa.
Mag-review na lang po para po makakuha po kaming mga estudyante ng matataas na score sa exam.
Still in Pasig, teachers in an elementary school monitor their students via social media group chats.
We are about to have our periodical test this week ng grade 6. So since suspended ng klase, maaaring ang itutuloy namin yan next week. So binigyan ko na kasi sila na reviewer.
Education Secretary Leonila Briones, in a press statement, called on students, parents, and the LGUs to do their part in ensuring that kids stay at home. Interior Secretary Eduardo Año has stopped police officers and barangay officials to make sure that the students stay at their homes for the duration of the class suspensions in the metro.
A-advisean sila umuwi. Kung kinakailangang ihatid ng polis, ihatid sila ng polis.
Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo also urged mall operators to cooperate in controlling the spread of the virus.
What the malls and the movie houses should do is not to allow those students. They should also cooperate.
Cabinet Secretary Caro Noglares said the metro-wide suspension could be extended for another week. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, VR1 News.
The DOH has raised Code Red Sub-Level 1 following the first case of local transmission in the country. But what exactly does this entail? According to the department, Code Red or Alert Level 4 Sub-Level 1 is triggered by at least one local transmission. At the same time, it triggers the following responses from the government and health workers. The Code Red status calls for heightened response amid the possible spike in cases and community transmission. Intensified contact tracing and testing capacity is required. As for the public, everyone is expected to remain calm and vigilant and cooperate with government's contact tracing efforts. Just like before, symptomatic individuals with a history of travel to COVID-19 hit countries or had been exposed to infected patients are advised to immediately seek health consultation. Amid the rising cases of COVID-19 in the Metro, NCR mayors insist the region is not facing a lockdown. Gerard De La Peña reports.
This equipment blows mists of chemical solution that can kill bacteria and viruses. Some local government units have resorted to this to allay fears and to prevent the spread of COVID-19. In a meeting on Tuesday, Metro Manila mayors assured that a lockdown similar to Wuhan in Italy are unlikely. Authorities said a lockdown is only warranted in the event of a widespread community transmission, which also requires an upgrade to Code Red Alert Sub-Level 2.
Meaning to say, from the same community ay naghawa-hawahan. Wala pang ganong pattern. Pagka dumating tayo sa sub-level 2 of the Code Red, Ito yung tinatawag natin na confirm na yung community transmission. Doon tayo pa pwedeng mag-lockdown, mag-stop na ng school, mag-suspend ng work.
Meanwhile, Agriculture Secretary William Dar said that if a lockdown will happen, the country's rice inventory can last up to over 80 days.
In terms of the rice inventory, at present we have 80 days, good for 80 days.
Okay.
So, sana hindi nga magtuloy-tuloy itong problema na COVID disease na ito, COVID disease.
Okay.
At so 80 days, nandyan na, properly positioned all over the country. Then we are now starting the main harvest for this semester.
Authorities are also looking at how graduation rites will be held to avoid the spread of the virus. The Department of Education proposed that graduation venues should have thermal scanners. The number of attendees must also be limited, and students who are not feeling well should not attend the event.
Yung mga magulang ay gustong matuloy, gustong makita yung anak nila na tumatanggap ng diploma. Pero dapat mag-institute tayo ng mga extreme measures
Authorities said they are monitoring the situation and that they will study if they have to extend the class suspensions. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, we are One News.
While Metro Manila remains open, Cagbalete Island in Mauban, Quezon is on lockdown until March 23. That's despite no recorded case of COVID-19 in the area. The local government says this is simply a precautionary measure as recommended by the municipal health officer against the virus outbreak. COVID-19 testing kits developed by the University of the Philippines are on their last step of approval before being implemented for nationwide use. The DOH says they are just waiting for the kits to be included in the WHO's list of emergency use tools. The UP testing kits, which already got approval from the Food and Drug Administration, still have to pass international standards according to the DOH. And Health Secretary Francisco Duque III defended his subordinates over erroneous reports on the COVID-19 tally in the country. This after the DOH announced on Facebook that they recorded 11 new cases of the deadly virus, bringing the total patients to 35. But hours later, DOH Assistant Secretary Josette Vergere corrected the report, saying only 9 new cases were found. Duque says his people are just tired from working nonstop for the last several days. Let's get to know more details on the cases of coronavirus disease in the Philippines. Out of the 33 COVID-19 cases in the country, there are actually 28 Filipinos who tested positive. Only 3 of them are Chinese nationals, plus 1 American and 1 Taiwanese. As for their travel history and exposure, 3 had a recent trip to China and 3 in Japan. 1 came from the USA and even visited South Korea. The rest went to the United Arab Emirates, Indonesia, Taiwan, and Switzerland. 2 of them are repatriates from the virus-stricken Diamond Princess cruise ship in Japan. 7 had no travel history but were exposed to other COVID-19 cases, while 11 of them did not travel abroad and had no contact with other COVID-19 positive patients. The infected people are confined to different facilities across the metro. These include Cardinal Santos Medical Center in San Juan, Jose N. Rodriguez Memorial Hospital in Caloocan, Makati Medical Center, New Clark City in Tarlac, RITM in Muntinlupa, and San Lazaro Hospital in Manila, St. Luke's Medical Center in Quezon City and Taguig, and the Medical City in Pasig, where the majority of the patients are currently admitted. The health department insists it's not necessary to wear face masks if you are healthy, but if you already have one, might as well wear it properly. Watch this.
If you decide to wear a medical mask which is pleated and flat like this one, it is important to wear and discard it correctly. Otherwise, instead of protecting you, the mask becomes a source of infection because of the germs that may stay on it. To wear it correctly, you should locate the metal strip at the top of the mask, place over your nose bridge, Secure the elastics around your ears or tie the strings behind your head. Make sure it covers your nose, mouth, and chin. While in use, do not touch the front of your mask. To remove the mask, take the elastics from around your ears or untie the strings behind your head. Do not touch the front of the mask as it may be contaminated. Remove the mask and discard in a closed bin. Cleanse your hands with alcohol hand rub or soap and water. Hand hygiene should be done if you accidentally touch the front of your mask while wearing it. If your mask becomes damp or humid, replace it with a new dry mask. Never reuse single-use masks and discard them immediately into closed bins after each use. For more information on mask use and the new coronavirus, check WHO website at who.int.
Here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Malacanang is looking to allow government workers to have a 4-day work week or other flexi work arrangements amid the COVID-19 outbreak. Philippine Star reports that Palace is also urging private sector companies to do the same to avoid potential job losses from virus infections. Graduating students, listen up. Filipino Star ngayon reports that their graduation ceremonies might be postponed. Senator Win Gatchalian is urging the Education Department to defer high school graduations and moving up activities scheduled for this month. Still, in a bid to prevent further spread of COVID-19, the lawmakers said DepEd should heed the WHO's recommendation against holding large public gatherings like graduation rites. Gatchalian explains that a lot of OFWs come home during graduation season, but this time their presence might endanger the health of everyone who will attend the gatherings. Government revenue collections may drop by as much as 100 billion pesos if disruptions caused by the virus outbreak persist until mid-year. Business World reports that despite the perceived economic threat, the Finance Department will not be scaling down spending, particularly on the Build, Build, Build plan. Time now for some quick-fire news around the world. Thousands of passengers aboard the U.S. cruise ship Grand Princess are anxiously waiting for their turn to leave the vessel, even if it means being shipped to military bases for quarantine. Passengers have started to disembark from the ship that has docked in Oakland after days of being forced to idle off the Northern California coast. About 3,500 passengers were on board and at least 2,000 remain on the ship. Previous reports state that 6 Filipinos aboard tested positive for COVID-19. With this, the global tally of COVID-19 is now over 118,000. 4,262 patients have already died, while almost half of the recorded cases have already recovered. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. For Riza Diaz, I am Royce Nagit. We are One News.